Good morning. It is a pleasure to have you here, and welcome to this. I'm not entirely certain what this is just yet, but I do know that it is certainly going to be something. It has been quite a while since I last uploaded a video, as you may well know, which is why we're here today. I wanted to upload a video and just talk to you guys for a bit because I have some bits of information which might interest you. First of all, I wanted to introduce myself in person, of course. I wanted to meet you guys. I thought that would be a lovely way to start things. Second, I wanted to talk about the last couple months of my life, sort of what's been going on, and why I haven't been uploading any videos. Specifically in that regard, I want to talk about an event that happened just literally a few days ago, because that's going to have both an impact on me. I mean, it's had a huge impact on me, but it's also the thing that's going to affect you in some way. And thirdly, and finally, of course, I would like to try and end the video by talking about games. It's the thing I enjoy the most, so I want to talk about videos, I want to talk about games. If we're very fortunate, we'll talk about some video games, and it's going to be an absolute blast. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into it. First of all, hello. My name is Destry. It is a pleasure and an honor. And I am, if you don't know already, a game designer. That's something that I've been doing for a very long time now in a number of different capacities, and I was doing it professionally just up until a few years ago. I was a designer and digital artist at a studio that made augmented reality games, and it was a lot of fun. And I was working there until I was laid off. Boo! I was laid off because there was an event. It was a worldwide plague, like one might call it a global pandemic that happened. It's stuff. It's something I guess only happens once every couple hundred years. You should have seen it. Anyway, I lost my dream job. I lost a lot of the things that I had going for me at the time. At some point I needed to afford food, and so I got a job in the customer service industry, which, for those of you who don't know, is basically a place where all of your aspirations can go and die violently. And that is where I've been ever since. However, on January 1st of 2023, I decided to stop trying to find a path back into the world that I was kicked out of, and instead forge my own path by making a game I was interested in, making stuff that I was passionate about. I made a video of it, I uploaded that to YouTube, and it exploded. Just a little bit, a little tiny bit. From there, things went smoothly for like 5 months or so like that, maybe 6, I don't quite remember. But then things started to get a little bit rougher, a little bit more choppy, and then I stopped uploading videos altogether. The question is, why? I don't even know how to begin to describe. Okay, so there's a design principle called garbage in, garbage out. And the basic idea is that if you have a system, and you keep just shoving garbage into that system, the system is only going to be able to produce more garbage, right? Garbage in, garbage out, right? That's how it works. So if you are in we'll say an environment where it's unhealthy for you physically, it's unhealthy for you mentally, it's unhealthy for you emotionally, you're not going to be able to then leave that environment and just be happy and dandy as a daisy. It doesn't work that way. Since you and I have been on this little YouTube adventure, I have been working at that same customer service job, and it has gotten worse and worse, and then when it couldn't get any worse, it somehow got worse. If this is the point where you should throw in the towel and for your own sake do whatever you should or can in order to improve your situation, I blew past this point and got lost somewhere over here. Which brings up the big news that I had to share with you. I quit. Just a few days ago. Now, I hate quitting. I don't believe in it as like a character trait. You should play it by the rules. You put in your 2 weeks, you do the stuff, but man, there's a point where it's just not worth it anymore, you know? I really wish you guys could know how unfathomably bad it was. However, that leads us to here. We are currently in the situation where I saved up as much money as I could, which isn't much, but it's enough for for 1 month for sure, maybe 2 months, maybe I could get 3 months of just time. 3 months where I don't have any responsibilities. Well, I don't have any responsibilities. I just have time that's available to me. So the question is, what am I going to do with that time? The answer is that I really missed you guys. So let's talk plans. With the time I have afforded to me, there are 3 things primarily that I want to get done, and, you know, basically the Cromwell restrictions have been limited and the limiters are offline. Thing number 1. While I was off, basically not making YouTube videos and trying to hold together the last threads of my sanity, I wasn't just sitting around twiddling my fingers. My partner and I actually started working on a board game. She and I would work on it a little bit, play it a little bit, work on it and play on it, and suddenly this board game has actually transformed into something that's like kind of good. Not just kind of good, it's actually quite good. It is good enough that it's starting to deserve some attention. I sent off for parts already. Like, you know, you go to the store, you buy a board game, and they've got those nice die-cut cardboard sheets for like tokens and stuff like that, and really nice linen finish playing cards. Yeah, I sent off for parts, like legitimate parts, because we're starting to look into seeing how feasible is it to turn this into an actual board game, to manufacture it and go through that whole process. So the first goal is just sort of chasing that pipe dream, seeing where that leads, and then also, of course, I'll be making videos about that soon. More about the board game in the coming days, and then more about videos in just a moment. Thing number 2 is talking about video games. For starters, let's talk about the Daemon change, because that's sort of the thing that all of this started with, right? The Daemon change was meant to be a project that was something I wanted to make, something that I found fun, and something that was also like way outside the scope of what I was comfortable with. It was definitely something that was just meant to push my boundaries, and it was, and I was having a lot of fun with it. However, having been totally road railed by my job that I quit just a few days ago, I've lost a lot of steam and momentum. Does that mean the project is dead? No, not at all. But both for your sake and my sake, I think what I want to do first is I actually just want to make some small games. That way, first of all, you guys can play something instead of waiting on some lofty goal in the future, but also I can just focus on getting myself, like, going again before I worry about, like, biting off more than I can chew. You know? Does that track? Finally, videos. Like this one right here. Do you know what I enjoy almost as much as I enjoy making games? I enjoy being excited about games and about design and just sharing that with someone. That someone is you. I want to make videos about all sorts of game-related stuff. I want to make videos about authentically and genuinely just being in love with design and games. Make a video about ancient board game? Sure, let's do it. I will make a board game about some cool mechanic I found in a new video game? Awesome. New game launches? Sure, let's make stuff. Guides, tutorials, I don't care. I just really love games and I get excited by them and I want to share that with you guys, and I think that resonates with you guys a lot. So that's something that I want to do a lot more of. Which at this point means that I want to be both a game designer, which is the thing I've wanted to be my entire life, but also a YouTuber a little bit. That sounds very strange to me, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Now, I refer to you guys as the Wanderers and the Adventurers. And I call you that because you don't know what's going to happen next, and neither do I. And that's something that you can get really excited about. It's so cool that everything can change, sometimes literally overnight. Coincidentally, that's actually also why I start every video with a good morning, is I just like the possibility that's inherent in a new day. Years ago, I woke up and lost my dream job. days ago, I woke up and casually strolled out of the 9th layer of hell. I do apologize. I didn't want to vanish and just leave all of this behind. But at the same time, with how much can happen in a single day, I also don't want to spend this limited time I have worrying about what's already happened. Instead, I want to focus on the new days ahead and what we can get done. So, with that said, I'm going to ask you guys to get some rest and have a good night's sleep. My fellow adventurers and my wary wanderers both. Get some rest because I'll see you guys in the morning, okay?